I turn my camera on? Do I know how to do that? Oh, Discord would like access. Yeah, we can
This
make
is
that.
massive. Oh my
All right.
god, you look
Yeah,
like a
we can
fucking
make that.
podcaster, bro.
Bro, I
You
how
got
many
the
times do I
microphone.
have to tell you?
You got the microphone, you got the headset, you got the striped collared shirt. Come on.
Yeah, bro. Check out my background. I'm cool as fuck. Um, oh shit. And am I coming in loud for you? Is that like am I really
I
loud?
can edit that on my on my end. It's perfect.
All right, perfect. Then I'm gonna sit here on my end. And yeah, this is the first time I've fired up this board in like I don't know, 12 months maybe. Like definitely since I got laid off. Or since I moved from since we moved. This is definitely the first time. It's only very recently come out of the box. Um, but
Wait,
now I've got
you don't like bust it open for just like when you have to for like work when you just want to like show off in like Zoom calls or whatever?
ah man, I'm not that guy. I was that guy for a little bit, at least when I was like
When it was part of
still
your
looking
job.
for yeah, when it was part of my job, I would do it, but like there's no reason to flex this hard like as just like my job is email. Like I don't who gives a fuck if I have a microphone, you know?
It's like an email, and then if you want, here's a video transcript of me reciting the email if you're if you don't want to
Well,
read and
no,
every
this finds
attached.
you well. Yeah, right. If you really want to get like the tone that I'm using, or like
Yeah,
what
exactly.
like this email will only make sense if you read it in this tone. So I'm sending you a voice recording of how to. Yeah, yeah, I see it. I see the future.
Okay, so
Um,
you look like a podcaster. What do I look like?
a keyboard player.
Fuck
Um,
off.
no, I mean, you do. I think the twinkle, the like trendy cave lights in the back definitely give you yeah, you got the Twitch streamer aesthetic going.
Okay,
I
the
think
Twitch
like
stream.
the backwards hat. Um, I don't know what it's doing for me right now. Actually, I'm a little unsure. Like I get it; it looks cool on camera. If we were in the same room, I'd be like, get that off your head."
No, I've been wearing it so consistently
Holy
actually.
Marky Mark, like.
Oh dear Jesus. No, I so the what my joke about it is like if I'm wearing a backwards hat lately, which I'm not stoked about, but I do look like the type of person who would use the word stoked, so I guess it tracks.
I like that. I like that. You ever see Hannah and I are rewatching Gilmore Girls for the billionth time because
What a classic.
it's a
It gets
yeah,
better every
no,
rewatch.
God, it's so horrible. I'm at the point of the Gilmore Girls. I feel like we had this conversation where it's just like you're gonna hate them for like a season and a half, and then like you're gonna start to like them. We haven't gotten past the first season yet, so I'm still like, why are we doing this? I hate they don't get better. Like you just get more used to it.
It's
Um,
like you don't even know if you like it or not. They're just talking so fast that it holds your attention either way.
yeah, and it's like on the set. This is my now I think like second complete watch through, or maybe third. Anyway, on this one, I'm really noticing that it's just like there isn't a lot of content in these lines. There's not a lot of meat to these. A lot of these are quips that mean nothing. Like
You're
these
like,
are like there's not
I
a
just
lot of
like the
substance.
cadences.
To
I
this. Right?
just
They have. She's incredible. Fucking Laura Graham's cadence is nuts. She's very good at being like zing.
yeah.
That's like it's like 7 seasons of like a zing every. It's like girl Letterkenny. It's girl Letterkenny. That's
I
what
don't know
with
what
less plot
Letterkenny
points.
is.
Letterkenny is this like Canadian show. You get to hear me explain this show with a piece of chicken in my mouth. Um, Letterkenny is like a show based in Canada where it follows like a bunch of like hicks in like a small town, and it's like there are only a couple different types of people in this, but they don't sound southern; they sound Canadian. Um, but
Southern
it's like they're
Canadian.
yeah, they're the Hicks, are the hockey players, and then there are the meth heads, and those are like the three casts of people in
The
Letterkenny, and
Hicks.
it's just
I
the
feel like
meth heads and the hockey players. Those are the three types of people in Canada. Um, but and it's just like it's boy Gilmore Girls, so they fight with their fists as opposed to just quips. But it is every other like line is just like a jab that like means nothing. Like they're all like quips that don't maybe
Oh,
relevant.
is
You
it
know what I
super
mean?
like deadpan? Because I think I've seen
Yes,
clips. Yeah, I've
it is
definitely
super
seen clips of it.
deadpan.
It looks
And
really funny. It
it
feels like what I've seen looks like I could enjoy it more than Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, no, it is really funny. I found myself like it was really funny. I was like, "Hannah, we should watch this." And like we got through like one episode and Hannah was like, "That was so much to process." Like like literally like the entire episode is just like bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is wicked funny. Yeah, I have seen most of it. I haven't
It's
seen
like
all of it.
me trying to show like Rick and Morty or like Community to my parents. Like it's just I'm just like you can't talk, you have to listen, you have to pay attention, you're going to miss the jokes. And then the jokes are just they're just a little too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the jokes are a little too long. They're a little, yeah.
They're packed in there, you
They
know.
really are. I can't imagine your parents watching Rick and Morty. I mean, I can imagine your dad watching Rick and Morty. I can't
Well,
imagine
yeah.
your mom sitting through a whole episode and being like, "Oh, that was nice, James." You know?
Oh, I
A
I
big fan?
I don't know if I've made my mom watch it, but I've definitely made my dad watch a few episodes, and maybe he'll get like one laugh. But for the most part, he's just like, "What the fuck am I watching?" And I'm like, "You don't think it's funny?" He's like, "I think by the time I have time to process it, they're on to the next joke, and it's mostly just weird." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that's fair."
It is, yeah, it's a lot of weird. I feel like there are some shows and some movies where it's just like you gotta like weird shit's gonna happen. It's gonna be weird. Nobody's ever really gonna acknowledge that it's weird. You just kind of have to like buy in and be like, "Yep, okay, this is what happens in this world. Carry on, continue with the story."
It
Uh,
is coming back. The new season's coming back. I think next week, maybe this week of Rick and
I
Morty.
wasn't isn't the
Yeah,
aren't
they just yes,
what?
yes. I know what you're saying. The voices of Rick and Morty voiced by he who shall no Justin Roiland, and he got fired off the job for a couple of reasons. Uh, but they rehired, they recast it,
Uh-huh.
and they just released a trailer for the new season that includes the voices of Rick and Morty, and it's like I didn't even realize that there was a replacement. Like I was like, "Ooh, new trailer," and then I watched it, and then at the end of it, I was like, wait a minute, was this the reveal of the new voice actor? Let me watch it again." And you can like, if you're looking for it, you can like kind of hear some differences, but for the most part, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah, right. Because trying to find a guy with a Rick and Morty impersonation or a pretty decent Rick and Morty impersonation, I'm sure was really tough. I'm sure like there were like, and it's also hard to get that out of people. So I bet the Cartoon Network like no, it's like Adult Swim. Who makes? I don't know. I don't care.
Adult Swim and Cartoon
Cartoon
Network
Network.
are the same, aren't they?
The Cartoon Network office must have been insufferable for like a week of just like people being
Just
like,
a
I
lobby
can't
full
do
of
it.
impersonators.
Yeah, just a lot of just like bad Rick and Morty,
Oh,
and that
jeez.
sounds like hell, actually.
Yeah,
I
that
think
must have been a really tough casting process.
right for 1 week, it was hell
Jeez.
there. Um, yeah, so that, but that's cool. That's cool. So, do you know who the like new voice actor
I,
is? Like, would I
I
know
don't,
the
I
name?
don't, I don't know the name.
Fantastic, great. Because don't they have like another? Didn't like Justin Roiland have another show that was like
He did
alien
have
themed,
another show. It was
and they
called
like just made him
Polar
British.
Ops. Yeah,
They
they like he because it's another sci-fi show. So he got shot with like a voice changing dart by accident, and then it's literally just like a British dude with a deep voice who's like, what the hell? I can't even. But he was upset about getting shot. But then they're just like, okay, cool, fine, whatever.
okay, now he's
But like,
British. Yeah.
yeah, he's just British now. Um, so welcome to the podcast. This is
Yeah,
the
nice.
first. We'll call this the first episode. We'll call this the first one.
Episode one and a
One and a
half.
half. Uh, I feel like last week I had so many things that I wanted to talk about, and now it's this week, and I'm like, I
Oh
wonder what I
boy.
wanted to talk about.
I don't know. I mean, did you use? We have
No,
the
yeah,
heavy
we gotta talk. We can
topic
talk about
now.
going out to Salem. Oh, and yeah. So me, you, and Cam went to the Barcade in Salem. Was what
Right.
we were mostly gonna talk about.
that was a trip. I now that it's been okay, yeah, it
It
is.
has been a while.
It has been a while. It's a little unfortunate that it's been a while because I think the raw emotion that that night kind of like evoked, like would have been a
It's
really
faded.
just a beautiful thing to
Yeah.
capture. And right now, I will try to dive back in, but I think like all in all, we made a couple of new friends. We
I was
saw.
telling everyone, every
Yeah.
person I talked to like that week, I was repeating the same joke, which is like, okay, we met some random people at bar in Salem, and I asked where they're from, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Philly. I'm from Pennsylvania." And so I go, "Oh, so you're a tourist?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm a Scorpio."
Classic, classic line. Um,
I was like, "No,
I
you
thought you were
idiot.
gonna
I
be
said
like.
tourist, not Taurus." He was like, "Oh, my bad." Like he wasn't trying to be funny. He's just he just misheard me, which is still so funny.
You're from because all Pennsylvanians are Tauruses, as we know and have established, except for this guy, Ty, who, like, as it turns out, has like kind of a small following in the extreme sports world. So, like, big shouts to him. Um,
No,
yeah,
he sold himself as a dubstep artist, as a DJ.
he's a renaissance man, dude. Do you have? Did you get him on Instagram? I got him on
No,
Instagram. No,
I didn't
he
follow.
like dirt bikes and jet skis and
Oh,
DJs
damn.
and makes dubstep and like goes to these like pop punk shows, and it's just like
It was
what?
big Scorpio energy, no doubt, no doubt.
There's a lot of something in there. Yeah, there's a lot of energy. Period. Big
A
energy.
lot of energy,
Period.
big
Like,
energy.
dude, and it was funny that after like a certain, so I mean, so we go to Bitbar. It's the first time. You and I have been there in a little bit. First time I'm seeing Cam in literally 2 years. Uh, and
And he
that's
hadn't cut his
fun.
hair since the last time you saw him.
That's true. Flow cam was not something that, well, I had been briefed. Like I had been prepped. Like my mom had told me at this point, it was probably like 6 months prior that Cam had stopped by the house, and my mom was like, "His hair is really long now. He's got the flow." But I didn't believe it. Well, it's not that I didn't believe it. It's just like I didn't think I would ever see it. Uh,
Ew.
but no,
Well,
it's there. It's beautiful.
his mom cuts it and styles it in a way where it's like she like shaves the sides, and there's like a little line that like the cool people have where of like where the shaved part stops and the like flow, so it looks really good. It doesn't look like he didn't it doesn't look like when I had long hair it just kind of looked like I stopped taking care of myself, but his actually works, you know what I mean?
Right, because he has long hair and takes care of himself.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
crazy.
it's crazy that it's just like even if you want long hair, that doesn't mean haircuts are done. Like, you could you
Yeah.
still have to
You
put
still got it.
in effort. Um,
Yeah.
Barbie Mars very talented too. Damn, that whole family is very talented. Uh,
Oh my god.
Cam's a lefty at skee ball. That was something we learned. He doesn't seem to be a lefty in many other things, but he's a lefty in
Yeah,
skee ball.
we're playing skee ball, met the couple from Philly, we like leave, we go to the bar, Cam goes back to skee ball and sets like the high score and takes a photo of it and comes back and is like, and we're like, where the fuck were you? And he was like setting the high score in skee ball. And it was the strategy that we saw where he hits it to the wall and it bounces off the wall and then hits the fucking center. And I'm just like, that
Thank
can't be on
open.
purpose.
Yep. Yeah, no, I know. It's just like like the like magic bullet thing with like JFK where it's like it went like the you don't know
No?
that's okay. Well, we'll talk about the fucking assassination of John F. Kennedy another time. The point is that the skee ball travels at a very improbable way and hits its target. Um, but I feel like you're really glossing over like how we met these folks from Philly, which was that the three of us were like trying skee ball ourselves. Like
Mm,
end of the
mm.
night, we were like we had our last tokens. We were like, all right, one token is skee ball. We started our night here. We'll end our night here. We'll see how we do. And we go up to play, and the guy. Ty, the semi-famous extreme sports fanatic slash DJ slash Philadelphian,
And
is
we
like,
didn't even recognize him, which is crazy.
just like, yeah. Well, he comes up to us and he like pretty aggressively is like, "Who's the best?" And you are like, "He is Tommy," and point to
It's
me,
Tommy.
uh, and he goes, "Who's the?" So I think he's gonna like want to, and then he goes, "Who's the challenger?" And then you step up, and he just starts funding, like, me versus you, I win. Me versus Cam, I win. And he's like, "All right, now play my girlfriend." And I was like, "Whoa!" Like, we don't know. We haven't said words yet. You're just like, I'm your gladiator. Like, you keep putting money on me, and now I'm up against your girlfriend. Like, this seems like a conflict of interest, and I don't
And he was giving
know.
us real money. We had tokens, and he was giving us quarters. The machine took both, and we're like, "Are you sure? This is."
It doesn't matter to me. I was like, wow, this guy's into extreme sports. But like, yeah, it. So I forget. I think I think I might have beat his girlfriend. I don't know. But then I guess he was the final boss, and he just like kicked my ass in it.
Yeah,
And
I remember. I was like, "All right, on your mark, get set, go." But by the time I said "on your mark," he had already thrown like 3 different balls into the 50. He just like head down like a robot. He was like one after another, and I'm like,
I
"Get
legitimately in that
set."
moment, I was like, "Are you hustling us right now? Like, we don't have we didn't put money on this game. Like, is this your thing? Do you?" But anyways, he bought us a round of shots afterwards, and so
That
our
was very
night
nice of
went
him.
from being like over, like we were. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we were gonna leave. Like we were out of
Yeah, we
points.
were out
Like,
of tokens. Is mostly what it was.
yeah, and so well, at least I thought we were gonna leave. I was like, 9 o'clock,
Yeah,
great night
yeah.
with the boys. But no, we kept going. We got around to shots. He bought us around to drinks. We stayed for an emo night cover band. They knew a lot of the songs we didn't, but we
He
kind
knew,
of had to
yeah, he knew a
play.
lot more songs. I feel like I assume I knew more songs than you just because I knew that one Mayday Parade song.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that one. I was like, they did Fall Out Boy, they did Panic at the Disco, they did Paramore, and I was like, yeah. And everything else was just like, don't let them see your mouth that you don't know the words. Like, dance and
And
turn away.
well, there were 2 bands playing, and the first band did like a couple modern baseball songs, and I was like, hell yeah. That was earlier in the night. And so then afterwards, once they were done, I was like, hey, I like those modern baseball songs. And they were like, ooh, that was the other band. And I'm like, it's okay. You were
Oh,
good too, though.
no. Well, that sucks, especially when you consider that the second band, and I said this to Cam and he didn't believe me, but we had played with them. Like,
Yeah.
we have played with the band that was playing in Salem called Deadweight, like in 2017 or something.
Yeah.
Like, they were
It was
known.
our album. I think it wasn't our album release show,
Not they weren't at
but it was
the,
at the tip.
it was at the tip. It wasn't the tip show. Was it? No, I think it was
No, I think I feel like we would have picked
who
the
played.
openers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think yeah. It might have been it was probably very shortly after.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyway, like and it was crazy. Like they recognized us, which was
Well,
weird.
yeah, because I was talking to the guitarist afterwards, and I was like, "You look familiar," and he was like, "I get that a lot. I look like Haley Joel Osment," and I'm like, "Yes," and he was like, "But I definitely don't know you," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Anyway, have you heard of the band The Last Great Kings? He was like, "I do know you." he was like, yeah, I listened to one of your songs yesterday, and I was like, what the fuck? That's so cool. I didn't ask him what song because I didn't want to shatter the illusion because he
Right.
easily could have
Because
been
what if he's
lying
lying?
about that.
Right. 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 And honestly, it's such a better story if you don't know. I'm just gonna assume. Because now insert your favorite LGK song. He was listening to
Yeah,
that
because
one.
I didn't want him to be like, ooh, what's the name of it? I'll be honest, I only listened to the first 2 seconds before I skipped it. I was
Yeah,
like, nah, he
right.
probably listened to the whole album.
Yeah, he couldn't pick a favorite, so he just
He couldn't pick a
streamed the whole
favorite.
thing. Yeah, complete. I know. Uh, Let me see something. I want to see how many monthly listeners LGK has. Probably, I'm gonna guess. You want to put? You want to take a
I'm
guess
gonna.
before?
We can say who's closer. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
like
you can say no.
34.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's a really good guess. I'm gonna go 18 because I have no self confidence.
No,
God, please tell me
no.
34. You prick! It's
It was
exactly
34.
34.
Yo, who's
It's
good?
literally.
Who's good?
Are you looking at it?
I
I
swear
can't.
to God, I must have looked at it recently. Apparently,
That's crazy. 34. I wonder who they are. Because for a
I
long
some
time
of
I
them.
was one of the 34, but I'm not any. Like I haven't listened
Uh,
to an LGK song in the last month. Last month.
I definitely have. And I play it for my stream a lot, so sometimes my viewers check it out, which is very nice, which is very cool. And plus, we got that one guy from Dead Weight, so that's at least 33.
Right when you start shit counting in, plus that one guy, yeah, you could
Yeah.
easily nickel and dime your way to 34, right? We could do that.
Mhm,
I
mhm, mhm.
feel like at our peak, we were at like 180. I feel like that was like
Oh, were we? I don't remember our peak.
I do. I because I was a numbers watcher. I watched after Starry Eyed Kids came out. I watched that shit.
It
Like
was
it was
like every
part of like my
morning you
social
check
media.
it.
It was
Yeah.
like part of my social media checking. I was like,
Yeah.
and Jetsy's got 3 streams yesterday. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
and I kept like it felt like playing the lottery. Like one morning I'm gonna wake up and one of them's gonna have like 10,000 listens.
Right. But
Like
this was before TikTok, so that wasn't even really an option.
right. I was like really banking on goodwill in those moments. Just banking on the kindness of others. Uh but yeah, so go help us out.
Okay, speaking of Last Great King, so Cam was here like a week and a half ago. You got to see him. We got to go to the Barcade. Um, he was staying with me, and we did a stream together. And we were playing like the New York Times games, like Wordle and connections, and we did the New York Times mini crossword. And the clue was the path of the moon. And the answer had 5 letters. Do you want to take a guess as to what it was?
Orbit.
Exactly. Cool. I also got it. And then Cam did not get it. Thank you, Mama. My mom just brought me a sandwich, a fish sandwich. That's so
Ooh,
nice of her.
that is really nice.
I'm so
I
spoiled.
really,
Hi, Auntie
really
Eileen. Um, Cam did not get it. And I wasn't about to spoil it for Cam. So we do some more of the crossword and we get back to it. At this point, we find out the first 3 letters are ORB. And I'm like, Cam, what is the path of the moon? He's like, I don't, moon, orb, I don't know. I have no idea. He was like, orb, I have no idea. And I was like, Cam, where's your gum? He's like, he's chewing gum. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, reach into your pocket and pull out the pack of gum that you bought not 15 minutes ago at CVS. He's like, what? And he goes, oh, orbit.
Yeah,
I was like, this motherfucker just bought Orbit and still couldn't figure it out. And that was like a decent gamble because I didn't know what brand of gum he bought. He could have pulled it out and been like, Dentine? What the fuck are you talking about?
juicy fruit. Hmm.
Juicy. Path of
Uh,
the Moon is juicy.
is yeah. What? Well, yeah. I was trying to gauge while you were telling that story, like if I thought Cam would be really good at crosswords, or if I thought he'd be like really bad. Because he's a wicked smart kid, but sometimes he does things like that, which is just like, Cam, think about how many words start with orb, like that aren't the word orb. Like,
I was on the phone with him not 2 days ago, and he was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go. There's an ice cream man on the street. He never comes to this neighborhood." I'm like, "Okay." And then so he's outside, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to start running to catch him." And I'm like, "It sounds like you're running now." He's like, "Nah, I'm just speed walking. This motherfucker needs to slow down." And then he goes, "He's turning down a dead end. I got him." And I say, Cam, how old are you?
yeah,
He's like, I'm 25, turning 26 in January, and I'm like, cool, cool, cool. That is what I thought. I just needed to double check. And
Yeah.
then he spent $20 at the ice cream truck. He was like, I just grabbed a 20. I don't know.
What? I just and the guy didn't have change, so I had to spend it all. Like, yeah, sure, man.
I,
I
I
yeah.
was I was in like the parking lot. I was doing Uber Eats. I had just like left B Dubs. What's it called? Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was just laughing so fucking loud. I was like, Cam, you're ridiculous.
Literally, and it's like that's perfect. That's the perfect encapsulation of like
That's so
who
Cam. Yeah.
of who he is. Like who he is. You do have to get the ice cream man right now, dude. Like, God, go for it. Holy shit! I hope he. I I wish nothing but the best and long term prosperity for Cameron Marr. Let that be known. May all ice cream trusts go down dead ends for him.
Yeah. I remember being with you when you had, I don't even know what it's called, but when you have the seats that face out the back of the trunk,
Oh
facing
God.
backwards.
Yeah, the things that like seem illegal now, that shit was like,
And
do you know why
we
you know why we don't have that car anymore? Because one time my family, like, because the air conditioner didn't reach to the back. I don't know if you remember that detail of the car that faced the wrong way, but there were no windows that rolled down and the air didn't reach all the way. So one time we're driving to frickin' like Storyland or something, New Hampshire, and my parents are in the front and I'm in the back. And I like remember just like sitting there thinking like I'm baking. Like this it's hot. Like I do not feel good. I think I passed out. Like I think that
Oh my god.
my like fam because like people behind you can see what's happening. Like it's huge fucking window. It's a top of a bubble. Like I stick out. Like why is this child A facing the wrong way? B like like why does he look so tipsy? Why is he gonna wobble?
Oh
And
my
I
god.
think like I went down and like someone honked and my parents pulled over and it was like, like opening a capsule that hadn't been like disturbed in a long time. Like it was like,
Like the air just like this, there's like smoke for some reason. You're
yeah.
just like, oh Jesus.
And
Your
I was
camera's doing a crazy thing. It makes the
really,
story a lot funnier.
really.
Um,
Let's see.
if
I
you
don't know
maybe
how to
just
get
turn
that
it off and on
thing.
again, we might be. Or
Oh,
you know
what
what?
is it
Just
doing?
oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Cool, cool,
I
cool,
had
cool.
you minimized. What is it? What was it doing? Do
Oh,
tell.
you'll see. I'll upload it to YouTube and you'll see for yourself.
That's
How do
exciting.
I
Is it
how do
getting
I?
dark and light? Is that what it is? I
Oh,
hope it
it
is.
was. Oh, it is getting dark and light, but
That's
it
just
just
shadows,
it
bro.
was like it was like it froze and then it started glitching. I don't know. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
That's exact
Anyway,
yeah,
what?
that's how I felt as a small child. And it was like, "Oh, this car is a safety hazard," after I, like, got out and yacked, and we didn't
Oh.
have that car much longer. But what were you saying? This had something
I what I
special
remember
about
about that car is we were driving on like a main road behind an ice cream truck and your mom had to like honk until the ice cream truck pulled over. She's like, I got kids in the trunk. I need ice cream. Which is
she's a very
that
sensible lady. She's very my mom's very smart.
which is like the difference between your mom and my mom because Cam after when he got the ice cream he was like, did the ice cream truck ever go up to your neighborhood when we were kids? And I was like, once. And then my mom came out and yelled at the ice cream man to never come back to this neighborhood again.
What?
I
Are you serious? Have you
like,
ever asked, like, what the rationale was? Like, why?
well, because
My
she's
kids
like, you can get a whole gallon of ice cream for like the same price. It's like every time the ice cream man comes around, it's like these kids get really annoying and like start asking their parents for money. And I know it's not just me. It's like I'm thinking about all the parents on the block who fucking hate the ice cream man. I did everyone a favor. Um, and
a
so
mob
I
against ice cream men was like a thing. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I didn't have the ice cream man a lot growing up,
I'm sorry, bro. Ice
unless
cream
I
men
was with you,
love.
with your family.
Yeah, we were big ice cream people. Still are big ice cream people. Ice cream
This-
man doesn't come around my parents' neighborhood nearly as much anymore. I don't think, at least. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Oh, fond memories.
Oh, fond memories. Well, I'm thinking about the time where my mom was so trusting of kind of like me and was so willing to give for the ice cream man. I remember one time like my friends and I when I was like maybe like 8 or 9 years old, we're like, we're gonna walk to the 7-Eleven. That's like a half a mile away. And I was like, Mom, I need $20 for the ice cream man. She was like, What? Okay. And then I come back with like a 7-Eleven bag, like stuffed under my shirt, being like, the ice cream man didn't have change, so I didn't. Well, I don't
What
know.
do you get? What do you get from the ice cream man? Because Cam got the ice cream sandwich between like two chocolate chip cookies, and I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
That's what you get. I'd get that now.
Yeah, yeah, that or I like the like Oreo crust, like the popsicle that's like covered in the Oreo crumbs and it's like Oreo ice cream. Do you know what I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about?
Okay. Or what about the Choco Taco? I don't think I ever even had it, but I'm just mad that it's gone.
Yeah, that's fake hype. Nobody ate the Choco Taco. Nobody. There's a reason it's gone. And fucking everything else is still here. Like, there's a reason the Oreo fucking popsicle is still here. Because people buy it. Nobody's eating the
Yeah.
Choco. I get it. I like the idea, but God, my skin's crawling at the thought of a Choco Taco. I don't even know what it is like. Is it just like vanilla? Is it just an ice cream
I
sandwich?
couldn't tell you. I've never had one.
Uh,
what what else did we
we-
have in the topics? We were gonna talk about Jimmy Butler eat worlds.
was ice cream in the topic?
Oh, we can talk about I wanted to ask because the preseason started for Celtics.
Oh yeah, basketball's back.
Did you watch that?
Yahoo! Um,
My
I
dad had
watched
it
the
on, so
I watched the
you watched the
highlights of it.
highlights? Of
I did
course, of
not watch.
course.
I did not watch the full game.
So now that the Celtics are back, is your podcast with Sean Lee gonna restart? Are you gonna be a two podcast guy?
No, the 5 point play was what we call a pandemic special.
Boo! You got the microphone out of the box. Might as well use it.
I know. Well, it's gonna, yeah. But Sean's now in like, medical school, so he's a little more busy. I bet if I asked him, he would. You know what would happen? I would try. I would do one episode. It'd be like a 15-minute monologue. Sean would hear it and go, "No, absolutely not. I'm coming back." And I
Yeah,
can't.
do what you gotta do if you know him that well.
I do, but I can't. I'm not ready to I'm not ready to add more commitments to my plate at this time. Actually, I'm not. I am kind of running at capacity through the rest of the new year. So please, or the old year. So hit maybe the 5 point play in the new year. Basketball doesn't really start until Christmas Day, anyways. I don't know why my voice trailed off like that. Um,
No, no,
last
no.
time.
You have
No, talk about you
I
first.
like you have like important commitments, which is why you need stupid commitments like uh podcasting about the Celtics, so you can do that and still feel productive while you put off the things that matter. Am I wrong though?
No, you're right, but I feel like I I don't know. Yep, but I feel like I'm podcasting about the Celtics right now, but in a much more introspective way, and is actually how I want to cover basketball, like through the lens of like self-improvement. And, and basketball as therapy. Let's start that podcast. But
Who's
what
doing
was I gonna
well, Pritchard?
yeah, little Peyton. That guy got into a fight down in Cape Cod this summer. He got
Good for
married
him.
down Cape Cod, or he got engaged, I think. And I think like
Okay.
2 days later, a video of him like at the Beachcomber in a brawl surfaced, and it was just like Peyton's really embracing Boston, and really just like becoming a Boston White. Yeah, he signed a 4-year extension, gonna get $7.5 million a year to go play basketball and do it pretty well.
Damn.
Hey, it's
Damn.
good work if you can find it, right?
That's streamer money right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's straight. That's a tremendous segue. That's a tremendous. I don't know if you did that on purpose,
I
but that
wasn't
is
trying to segue. That's
no.
just how
That's a
much.
great segue into the topic you had posted, which was just like one of the. I feel like every once in a while, like our interests like collide in sort of like a big bang sort of way where it's just like
Yeah.
these two things were nowhere near each other and now they have crashed into each other.
And then
And
I'm
that's
like,
how
did
I
you watch
feel.
Kyrie Irving's stream last night? No, 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 no. He hasn't streamed in
Yeah,
a while.
see, but that's when you're like, Mr. Beast bought a basketball team or like is sponsoring a basketball team. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
this is one
yeah,
of those
yeah.
moments.
I didn't
This is
even
like the
that wasn't even
Death
on
Cab
my
for Cutie showed
radar.
up in the Chance the Rapper song. That's how I felt. I was like, what?
Oh.
What are you doing here? Um,
I've
you
started
don't. I'm
listening
sorry.
to
You talk. I'm
so
talking a
so
lot.
so so the Mr. Beast, what was it? You put the actual link in topics.
Did
Um
did I put
are
that?
launching a jersey patch partnership with YouTube and Mr. Beast. Um yeah, I didn't this was not on my radar, but like good for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Feastables. Oh yeah, Feastables.
Oh yeah.
His chocolate, it's like a chocolate, his chocolate company, I guess.
Have you had them? Have you had one?
Yeah, they're different every time I have them.
Fuck does that
Sometimes I've had good ones and I've had bad ones.
of the same flavor?
Yes, which is
Are
rough.
wildly inconsistent. Wow, they're
Well,
just
because
like the Charlotte Hornets. It's perfect. It works. Oh, I love it. What? How do you have an inconsistent candy bar?
that's a great question. Well, I bought like the small version. I bought it from Walmart and then I bought it from a gas station, and they were like different sizes too. I don't know.
By
I
the
don't know
off
what they're up to
brand?
over there. By the I don't think they're off brand. I don't know.
Festivals. Um,
What else was there? There was other. Oh, did you watch his most recent video,
no. What? Which
Mr.
one is
Beast?
that? What?
It's pretty good. It's a bunch of traps. Or did you watch the Ludwig video I sent? So like, it's not. There's nothing special about it. It's just really funny, and that's why I sent it to you.
I will tell you that I watched like the first 3 minutes of it, and then I was like, "There's 6 more minutes of this video," and I stopped.
Oh no, there was
Um,
definitely like 20 more minutes of that video. I started
oh,
playing it for so Regina was here, and I start playing it, and I'm like, watch this. She's like, how long is it? And I'm like, a minute. And then she takes my mouse and scrolls over the video, and it's 25 minutes. She's like, you fucking liar.
mhm. Yeah, it's kind of how I felt. I got through like where they were introducing what they were gonna do. Like I understand that they're competing for the Outdoorsman of the Year championship or whatever the fuck. And I was like,
Yeah.
great, I don't care. Boop. That's
Yeah, that's
good.
fair.
Boop. Like,
Boop.
no, yeah, that I
No,
mean,
it's
I'll
just
probably
his.
give it a chance later today, I promise.
Yeah, no, it's just his friend, the bald guy Slime, is really funny, and that's why I thought you'd like it a lot.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times when you show me like Ludwig content, Slime is getting kind of like the shit beat out of him or like waxed completely. Like,
Oh, good times. Good
so
times.
it feels a little bit nice to hear that he wins this one. You know,
Yeah.
he gets him.
Yeah. I don't want to
Maybe
spoil it, but he it's a good video for him for sure.
it's a big win. It's a little big win for Slime Nation. Big shout out to Slime Nation. I don't know if that's what they call.
I don't think that's what they call it. Too bad for Time Lord. Back to
Oh
Celtics. The mutual interest
yeah,
of the Time Lord of the Celtics. I don't know what the
yeah.
fuck I'm saying.
No, you're good. The Celtics trading away Robert Williams, right? Time Lord are the guy who made, I feel like, Celtics basketball Twitter explode for a little bit. What helped it
Wait,
become?
what'd he do?
Well, he got well for one, like the nickname Time Lord,
Okay.
like comes from the idea that like so he gets drafted by the Seas, and then he's like he oversleeps and he misses his introductory press conference, and then he
What?
misses his flight to the first
Oh,
practice of the season, and so immediately people on like the sports radio are like, "This kid's immature. This kid can't even show up." Blah 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 blah. And somebody on Twitter was like, "Fuck you. Time's an illusion. Like he's not late. He's always there. He is the Time Lord." And that stuck. That was like,
oh,
yeah, actually, he is the Time Lord. And then I don't. I, but now like national media calls him that, and it feels like it's like a little weird that it's just like, oh, I remember when that joke started, and now the ramifications are this is your nickname, $1 million man.
Yeah, I didn't know the story of how he got that nickname.
Yeah, there you go. What
That's
what did
that's
you? Why did you think he was called
he
that?
just the way he moved through time and space, he was just a master of it all. He was like Thanos out there on the court.
That I mean, like you're not like super far off. Like I mean, like maybe the up until the Thanos on the court, which is an up. That's a great. If you get described as that, you're a very good NBA player.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I don't. Rob is never on the court as much. He's hurt. He's hurting. Uh,
Well, my
but
dad
yeah,
likes
good
the
luck,
new
Rob.
nickname. Oh,
Oh, oh,
oh, oh, the
oh.
struggle of not being in person where we accidentally talk over each other, except that that would also happen when we were in person.
100%. It's just like I feel like we're a little more civil on here. It's like in person, it's just like no, the volume just gets a little louder, and both the stories end, and neither of no one listens. So this is good. This is. I actually think that we're communicating really well right here. I feel.
Certainly better than the last time.
Well, the last time, yeah, maybe a little. I
That
feel
was a
like
practice run.
it was a practice run. You told stories. I got a little too high. Like we like we it worked. It worked for what it was. It was a good training camp. And now here we are still with not a ton of structure, but definitely a lot more like words per minute and
A
like
lot more back and forth.
yeah, exactly, which is nice, which is nice. Um so yeah,
uh, uh, my dad likes the Green Cornet as a nickname for the new guy. Is
well,
he new?
yeah. No. He was on the team last year. He was just like a bench guy, and like I like that. That's a very creative nickname, Uncle Mike. I like that a lot. I don't think he's good enough to get a nickname yet, unfortunately. Like he got to do something cool first. Like the reason Time Lord stuck was because like while people were calling him Time Lord, he was doing really cool shit. You know,
Okay, I
Green
feel you.
Cornet will stick once Luke Cornett starts doing really cool shit. And this can be a public call out to Luke Cornett to start doing really cool shit and earn that nickname. He did do like one thing, but I'm not going to talk about it. And you can figure it out, everyone.
All right, let me think about it. The pieces are all here. I'm sure I can figure it out.
What does it mean, right? Like in, in this podcast is a clue. Um, yeah.
I do
So
like a good puzzle.
yeah,
I
there you
do
go.
like a good
Come back to
puzzle.
me next Tuesday. Tell me what Luke Cornett is famous for.
Well, it isn't for his nickname, that's for sure. I don't know if my dad made it up.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't
I
know
think
if you
you're giving him too much credit. He listens to a lot of sports radio.
that's true, and that does sound like. But I mean, why are they talking about this guy? He's not that good. He's not going to be super important. I'm sorry, Luke. You're going to get paid a lot of money to actually do my dream, which is sit on an NBA bench and like kind of get really into the game and then talk about it into a microphone afterwards. Like Cornette's
Right.
also a really funny guy. That's like
Good.
um
That's
they let
almost the
him
most important thing.
yeah, they let him host like the Celtics podcast at like that the team produces like at the end of last season, just kind of like because he was the funniest guy in the locker room and they just wanted to like set him. So, basically, he's living the dream. He's living the dream. He's making the money. He's telling the jokes. He's dunking the ball. Wow.
Damn. Yeah, being funny in basketball is the second most important thing. The most important thing, obviously, is to have nice hair. Um,
That's true. Right. Good
that's why
point.
losing Marcus Smart hurt so much.
Dude, we
Sorry to
lost
bring it
so
up.
much good hair. We lost so much good drip. We lost so much good energy. But you know what? I go do well out there, Marcus. I believe in you.
Yeah,
I
I'll
do.
still root for him.
Yeah, me too. What do you the doc for the rest of the week? Any fun? Oh, I have an answer to my own question, but you first.
I don't think I have anything.
Really? What do you got?
Damn,
What do
yeah,
you
now
got?
that I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, God damn, I feel like I had been doing fun things. Like I saw, the podcast Bad Friends
No,
with
I don't.
Bobby Lee and
Oh,
Andrew Santino.
I know who Bobby Lee is, but I don't
Basically, I
know.
saw Bobby Lee do stand up. It was pretty good.
Oh,
And
that's pretty cool.
he flashed the audience and like spread
Oh,
his cheeks apart.
oh,
And
huh.
it's part of a tour. And he's like, yeah, yesterday I got fined $10,000 for flashing Charlotte,
Oh
the city
my
of Charlotte.
God.
And I'm like, damn, like yeah, no, that's not. I don't think that's gonna be a problem in Boston.
No, I don't think showing your hole is a finable offense on state in the Commonwealth. But that is that like the point of the tour? Like, is he doing that at every? Not the point, but is that
He doesn't
like
say anything. He just goes on stage,
just like
does
here
it,
we
then
go?
leaves.
All right, goodbye.
No, no, he does jokes. But that's yeah, that was it. That was the whole story. There's
I
not more
saw.
to that story.
Do you know like on like TikTok or YouTube or fucking? Honestly, I watch him on Facebook videos because I'm like
What?
I'm a grandma.
No, no,
You know, like
no.
the
At least
don't tell comedy.
I thought you were gonna say Instagram Reels, right? TikTok or YouTube or Instagram Reels, Facebook video, bro.
Yeah,
What?
which are basically just Instagram Reels on Facebook. There's like,
They're all
and
the same content.
it is all the same content. And like, as somebody who like manages a social media page for like a nonprofit, uh, you know, I find myself on Facebook a fair amount, and so I find myself now on my personal Facebook a little bit more, not like posting, but just like reading. And it's the
Mm,
only thing I can like tolerate on the app because like I don't want to know what my friends and family think. Like I about especially now with kind of like the shit in Israel, I'm just seeing like a lot of things that like I don't want the kind of like Long Island white perspective on. So I'm just watching a lot of Facebook videos instead. And if you have you heard of like Don't Tell comedy? Have you heard of that? They got like 2
no,
million followers on TikTok. Like I
they're
like
legit.
Hannah had a
Okay,
similar reaction and I was like, no, like this isn't like a weird thing on the internet that I found. Like this is real. Basically, it's like so far, but it's for comedy.
cool.
And they were doing a taping in New York this past weekend. And Hannah and I went to that and it was okay, like really funny. Everyone but the host was really funny. Um there's like and that's not even like I feel like sometimes I say things like that and you're like Tommy just thinks he can do a better job and that's why he
No,
didn't take
no. If you can't do stand up comedy, then you host stand up comedy. You know what I mean? So it
yeah.
kind of tracks.
Yeah, and it was just like they had 5 comics, each of them did like 15 minutes. They wanted to get us in and out in those 2 hours because they had a
Mm,
second show. They had a late show later that night. Uh, but yeah, and everyone picked it funny except for the host who's just like, yeah, his because he gets the mic the most. You know, he gets 5
yeah.
minutes to start and then he gets to talk it, and he just bombed in the 5 minutes to start. Like to the point where I think like as a desperation move, he like showed someone his nipple and then like was like, haha. And that like kind of bombed and he didn't do a bit for the rest of the show. He just kind of like welcomed comics
Oh.
on stage. That might just be the format of Don't Tell Comedy. Either way, this host was not the best, but comics were all fucking hilarious. And it was weird. There were like 2 of them that I was like, I've seen a Facebook video. So, like
Oh
I know
yeah.
them. They're famous. Um,
That's cool.
yeah, I'll send you a couple of those, but there was one bit in particular where the last comic who was like the headliner, he was definitely like the most famous. He was one of the people that I recognized, and his shit was the tightest. Like his shit was the by far like you could tell that this guy has done this at a professional level, for a long time and will
Mm,
continue to do it. But he had like one joke where he like compared Taylor Swift to like Larry Bird. Um and he was like, "Okay, like hear me out on this one. Like it's a pretty good indication if somebody who is white is a racist if you say Larry Bird, great, tremendous basketball player, best Celtic ever, really, really good. But if you go up to like a guy and say, who's the greatest basketball player of all time? And they say Larry Bird, then,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
so he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, Taylor Swift is the equivalent to that
Oh,
for women.
interesting.
He was like, so, it's like, who's the greatest female artist of all time? Well, the guy makes the argument, well, Beyonce's been doing it for longer and a little bit harder, and it's like, oh well, Taylor's a really good finance person. Well, Rihanna's a billionaire, like it's just like
Yeah.
so. That was his argument was Taylor Swift is not the goat, and to imply that she is is
Is racially motivated.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he didn't ever say that out loud, but it was a lot of kind of like little
Dancing
gestures
around
and
it,
such.
yeah.
La, la, la. Yeah. But anyway, I think they do shows in Boston. You should absolutely try and fucking see one because it was
Yeah,
funny. It
send
was
me a
worth it.
link. That sounds really cool. Would you ever try and do that? Would you ever host? Would you ever do stand up again?
Yeah, I feel like I'm funny. I feel like I'm like better at being funny now than I was when I tried to be funny as a comic. Um, yeah, and I was in high school, so who fucking
Yeah, of
nothing was
course. Yeah,
real,
that shit
nothing
don't count.
mattered. Exactly, that shit don't count. I feel like if I tried again, I would not. I could do the hosting. I could definitely do the
Yeah,
hosting. I
yeah,
could.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know I could give you 2.5 to 5 really good minutes. I don't think I could do a full 15. I think that I would just like. And I'm also somebody that I wouldn't. I would try as hard as possible to not do crowd work, or at least not have
Interesting.
that
Okay.
be because I don't like that shit as much. Despite the fact that I think like I am kind of like quick and witty, so like if
Yeah,
I
I feel
was
like you'd be
playing
good
off
at
of
it.
somebody, I'd
Yeah.
be good at it. It feels cheap. It feels like I'm not gonna like make fun of anybody. I don't really super feel like that. I would
Crowd work is for comics who didn't prepare. They're like,
right.
I didn't write any jokes in time, so I'm gonna use y'all.
Right, exactly. And it's a great skill. Do not get me wrong. Like it's a very if you can do it well, like crowd work is nuts. I understand that like a lot of people get famous off of their crowd work,
Right, 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 right.
Like
Those are the
that
ones that go viral.
right. Uh but yeah, I don't know. I feel like the type of comedy that I like one-liners
I love
and I like
one-liners.
long stories. And neither of those particularly well, I guess one-liners lend well to crowd work, but I would much rather tell like a
A
5-minute
story.
story, yeah, that
Right.
has, like, a couple of different subplots that are funny, you know? Because that's just the comedy that I like to listen to, you know?
Right. Well, so I was at a family barbecue Sunday, and I had one aunt because I was kind of talking about stream and how I want to be funnier. And whenever I tell a joke and nobody laughs, what I've been saying now is like, oh, I need to workshop that one. Okay, I'll workshop it and get back to you. And so now every time I tell a joke, my sisters are just like, you should workshop that one. I'm like, fucking, I'll kill myself. And so anyway, I'm at a family barbecue, and my aunt is like, "Hey, I want to watch your Twitch streams. Send me a link." And I'm like, well, it's just the thing is, it's just my jokes. They're not really. It's just." And then someone else chimes in, is like, "Hey, she tells the dirtiest jokes. There's nothing that she wouldn't appreciate." And I'm just like, "No, no, it's not that. It's just that my jokes aren't funny." And then everyone at the table is just like, yeah, that seems about right. I'm like, I
They were like, I can actually understand why you would have that problem."
I'm like, God damn. She texted me yesterday, all caps, link, question mark. I'm like, I did not respond. I feel bad, but
Never going live again. You just can't.
yeah,
You just can't.
literally,
It's over. It was
literally.
a good career. You had a good run. You were an affiliate, and now it's
I
over.
was an affiliate, and now it's over.
So
Damn.
long. Would you do crowd work? Would you do kind of stand-up comedy, or would you try? Or is this your
Oh my
medium of choice? Do you like the screen?
Well, I like practicing stand up on screen on stream. Literally I'll do that. I'll like take the microphone out I'll be like, how's everybody doing tonight? And then like change up my whole style and like try and do stand up. And I literally did it last night. It didn't go well. It just wasn't. It's just my jokes aren't there yet. I'm like, this is me workshopping them. Literally, last time I told jokes, people were like, wow, I wish I didn't understand English. That shit.
That's so brutal. Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
damn, the bilingual burn. Damn.
The bilingual. I wish I never strayed from my mother tongue because of you. Um, do you have anything on your phone? Do you have anything on your phone that's like, oh, these are
That's
my
good
jokes?
stand up.
Yeah,
I
or
mean, I
just like,
used to
well, give me
from
like the most recent one you wrote. I
well,
or like the most recent like because you're gonna tell me you don't like when you have a funny thought, you don't like be like, I'm gonna jot this down and I'm gonna talk about this on stream later.
no. Oh, I try and keep it in my head, or I just like call people and tell them the jokes.
Do you want me to like
That
send you back the voicemails that you leave me? Do you want the game tape? Like I can help.
that's that's not a bad idea. Well, did you get the most recent voicemail that I sent out? It was because I had a crazy story, and I'll be honest, it's too crazy for the podcast. I can't tell you, but I'll tell you off stream. Anyway,
Okay.
I was calling all my friends, and and of course nobody answers because I guess people like work during the day, and they're like, "Why are you
Uh-huh.
calling me? I'm at work," and I'm like, "I'm working too." Anyway, how's the weather? And they're like, so my friends have stopped answering, so I leave voicemails. And my most recent voicemail was like, leave a message at the beep. You are now listening to James Voicemail Radio. We got a crazy story to tell you, an exclusive. So be sure to call me back. We're here with my friend today, my friend Bobby. How are you doing today, Bobby? That's right, Bobby isn't here. He didn't pick up the phone. That's why you're listening to Voicemail Radio. Anyway, call me back. Um, so that was. I'm sorry you didn't get that. You
That's okay. That can I tell you? I'm sorry. Um, this is I'm gonna the cat's out the bag. Uh, I get whenever somebody leaves a voicemail, I get it like texted to me, transcribed. So that
right.
wouldn't have hit as wouldn't have gotten. I would have just been like, I would have saw this is James Radio, and I would have been like, all right, I get what's going on here, and then just
I got what he's going for. I don't need to listen to that shit.
yeah, I'll call him back later. I'll talk
Ah,
to him
whatever.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do I have? I'm trying to see if I have anything funny written in my notes, which probably
Well,
no.
well, the
Um,
last funny thing I was talking to Regina on the phone and I told a joke and she didn't laugh. And I was like, "Why didn't you laugh?" And she's like, "Oh, I'll laugh when you say something funny." And I was like, "I'll kill myself." And then she burst out laughing. she and she was in a car with my parents. They were on a road trip from New York. And after like a few hours after the phone call, my dad's like, "Hey, you said I don't laugh. You don't laugh at James's jokes. I overheard, and then you laughed really loud. What was the joke that James made?" And Regina's like, "Oh, well, he said he was going to kill himself." And my dad bursts out laughing, and my mom goes, "That's not funny. That's not funny at all. I don't like that." I'm like, that joke was for Regina's ears only.
yeah, that joke doesn't get parental. Yeah, there should be no
Uh,
parental supervision on that joke. We're workshopping it. We're workshopping it.
or
Come on.
workshopping it. Yeah, exactly. It's just I use it as my punchline too often. I gotta not because I want to. I'm not trying to make people concerned, and I'm also not trying to get stale with my jokes. I gotta stray away from that.
Right. Well, I mean, I've got literally nothing. I'm just, I, I got nothing. What do
This is why
I
you got
don't
to
even,
start calling people.
that's not gonna, what am I gonna recount a phone call from January? I mean, I
No,
guess,
no,
yeah.
no, no, no. When you're on the phone with someone, you're like, "Shit, I gotta think of something funny," and
Oh,
then you tell someone a joke, and then you repeat it. That's that's
for
that's
every,
that's the game. Yeah.
I feel like this is where, like, our, stylistic differences. I I talk with the intention of no one ever hearing it again. I speak in the hopes that the moment those sound waves die, it ceases to exist and no one ever remembers anything. Um, and if you know, and I think
Yeah.
maybe that's the difference between it's like, yeah, well, yeah, and
What? So
so, you know.
I'm a little bit confused. Do you know that I've been recording this whole time? Like,
Yeah, no,
that's cool, right?
no, yeah, it's cool, it's cool. It's
It's
just
cool. It's cool. I'm dying
it's
inside, but it's cool. It's cool.
it's like, yeah, I feel like I don't I don't know. What's gonna happen is when like, the only thing that it means that you're recording all of this is it means that, like, at some point in time later in the future, I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna be like, I didn't realize how incoherent I was when I was talking. Like, and what I found to be the case
Oh,
is like it makes a lot of sense. It gets a couple laughs, and then you listen back and you're like, if I think more than 2 seconds about this, everything Tommy
uh,
says doesn't mean a ton. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
but the
Wait, was
cadence,
that
but the
was that the
cadence is
weekend?
there. The cadences are there. It's just like we are the Gilmore Girl podcast.
Yeah.
That's
That's right.
like, well, my friend Mafuz will rate my jokes. He'll be like, "Yeah, content was like a 2 out of 10. Execution was a solid 7 out of 10."
You're best
That's on
at
the
that.
cadence. That's when the cadence is good, but the joke is stupid.
Well, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Why were we not using these for all of our
We had this the
jokes?
whole time. Yeah, I was just about to say, get that out of here. Where?
Get
How are you
that
doing?
golf clap out of here. Oh,
How do I do this?
you just did it. You did the air
Yeah,
horn,
literally
air hockey horn.
every time I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. That sounds fun. All right,
Dumb. Okay.
dumb. All right, I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Okay. Next week we'll
Is that
do this
the end? I
again.
don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Tune in, subscribe to our Patreon. We're about to record a second episode, but only for the Patreon. That's the podcast I listen to do that. Or they
Oh, that's
record two
cool.
episodes at once, and one of them's the premium episode.
I like that. I like that. We'll get
I
there.
mean, we're not gonna do that at least
No,
anytime soon. But
no, no.
the idea is there.
Yeah.
All right, I
The
got a
dreams
fish
are there.
sandwich that has gotten cold. I gotta
All
eat
right,
that.
I got some rice that I gotta go eat.
What'd you get, Chipotle?
No, I made some like Trader Joe's veggie rice. You
Trader
know me,
Joe's
and it for
fried
myself.
rice goes crazy. I
There
don't
you go.
eat it because I don't go shopping or make food, but everyone talks about it.
All right, add it to the topic list. I'll tell you about it next week.
All right, all right. Talk to you
Boom.
later. Bye.
Talk to you then. Peace.